Welcome back. Well, for school-age kids, summer, of course, means a lot less structure. So the transition back to routine can definitely be a challenge.
Rebecca Michelsen is here from Penfield Children's Center with some ideas to get the family off to a good start with the school year. Good to see you.
Good to see
Thanks
you.
for having me.
It's crazy it's that time that we're
I
thinking
know.
about it, but kids are going back pretty quickly.
They are. I mean, for some, we're maybe only a couple weeks out.
Yeah.
For others, we still have about a month to go, but it's going to sneak up on us here really fast.
Yeah, I can't believe that time is coming. We were talking during the commercial break. It's tough because kids stay up later.
Right.
The sun is out
It's still out.
longer.
They want to be out playing longer.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
they love the lack of structure.
Right.
It's hard to get back into that mindset.
It is. And even if you've had a structure over the summer for your day-to-day routine, it's going to look different when school is in session. And so getting even that transition from your summer structure to your fall structure is going to be a hard transition.
Yeah. Is there a rule of thumb about how long this transition might take to get them back? As you say, you need to start preparing.
You do. It could take up to a month, depending upon what your summer routine was.
And how strict you are
Yeah.
in changing it back.
Yeah. And how quickly your child might adjust. You might, and even how quickly you might adjust in being able to follow that routine
Yes.
and enforce it. It could take you a good month to get ready and be back in that comfortable zone.
I love your first tip so much. It's be enthusiastic and positive about school because kids pick up on our feelings.
Exactly.
So you got to be like, yay!
Yeah, we have to be excited.
school.
Which for maybe some parents, we're ready for them to go back
Oh, yeah.
to school. So it's easy to be excited and enthusiastic about it. But it's also kind of that reminder summer's coming to an end. So it might make us a little bit sad thinking, we just have one last trip coming up and knowing that we do have to send them back. So
Yeah.
being positive about it gets them excited about it.
Yeah, I think of bedtime routines as like the big thing, but you say it's not only bedtime, it's also establishing a morning routine.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks back to school means going to bed early
Right.
and getting that bedtime routine, but having that morning routine is even just as important of knowing what time we're getting up and getting used to getting up at that time, and
Yeah.
then knowing what steps you need to take to get ready to get out the door. And that might even affect then going back to your bedtime and evening routines of what prep do I need to do at night to make sure getting out the door in the morning is a lot easier.
Yes.
And it seems like, the nighttime routine, there are a lot of things that are sort of done to help kids relax, whether it's
Right.
bath or brushing their teeth, reading a book, maybe getting their pajamas. All of those things are things that kind of help with the wind down.
Exactly. So you want to, make sure that they know if there's a set time that the TV has to be turned off or electronics have to be turned off to start prepping themselves for bedtime. And then, it might be that routine of taking a bath, reading a story, maybe just listening to some quiet music, whatever it is that calms them down and gets them ready for bedtime.
One of the things I've started hearing kids talk about is school shopping.
Yes.
And I think that mentally starts to prepare them. So do you suggest that you take the kids or you don't take the kids?
Well, yes and no. And that's where I'm on the in-between, because there are certain things where, as a parent, it's just easier for us to go in with
Yeah.
the school supply list and get it done. But letting them have a little control over picking some things to get them excited about the school day is a good idea. So,
I always liked picking my folders.
right, either the folders,
Yeah.
a special backpack, their lunch bag, a special outfit that they get to wear on the first day of school, something that gets them excited. But if it's going to buy the glue sticks and the crayons and the pencils, maybe leave that for mom and dad to take care of.
Or you're going to end up with a cart full of stuff you don't need.
Right.
Yeah, my preference has always been to not bring them on that big trip because they'll pick
Right.
all the expensive things, and
Right.
a lot of things are very cost effective. But I do like the idea of getting them excited by letting them pick a few of the things that they'll have, especially like a lunchbox that you have all year long.
Yeah.
You suggest attending the open houses, the meet and greets with teachers. I think that's really important, especially when they're younger. And I'm thinking grade school age, and then maybe transitions, like transition to middle school, because that teacher, especially at the grade school level, they're with all year long.
Yeah, it's important because they get to learn about their school, they get to meet their teachers, and also remembering too, staff changes. So who they think potentially might be their teacher going into that next grade might have changed over the summer, and you don't know. And so it gives them that chance to just feel comfortable with who that person is, what the space looks like. I know for my son's school, we're going through some construction right now, so going in and seeing what the new building is going to look like and how that's going to feel too is going to be different than what it felt like for him. So just getting comfortable again with the new location and the new layout.
Yeah.
When they're young, there's drop-off rules.
Yes.
There's policies in place, which I didn't realize before.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them.
And it's a serious thing, and you really need to get acquainted with what they are prior to the school year.
Yeah, it's always good to know what that drop-off policy is and that pickup policy is. Is there a certain way they need to exit the car, enter the car? Is there a certain door they need to go into in the building? if they're riding the bus, are they being picked up at the end of your driveway, or do you have to walk down the street to be at a bus stop? So those are all the important things you want to know to be prepared for that first day of school.
All right, now I want you to answer this. Well, I'm sure I've violated whatever rule this is. What's the one thing you should not do when you drop off your kids?
So the one thing you do want to do is you want to have a goodbye routine. So some type
Get
of
out.
routine of hug, kiss, some special goodbye, and then let them go and be on your way. Don't linger, especially if there's separation anxiety.
So much, I miss you already.
Right. Because remember at the beginning we talked about the anxiety and our feelings. Well, if we're feeling anxious about their first day of school and we linger, they're going to feel that from us.
And they're
that's gonna make
embarrassed.
Yeah.
Especially as they get older, yes.
It's like, no.
Yes. So don't linger.
I love it. Like Chip said, that's probably good advice in life. Don't linger.
In life.
All right, I know you're very happy about your partnership with Kohl's and their building blocks.
Yes.
If you go to penfieldbuildingblocks.org, you can find out more about the wonderful programming they have, as well as tips for easing back in to the back to school routine. Great to see you.
Yeah, thank
Thanks
you.
so much.